When asked what the difference between online and distance learning is, it really is quite simple. Online learning is when the students access any of their material either from a web or a cloud-based application. And they would typically be in the general locality where they would be able to meet with their instructor on a regular basis, if not a daily basis. Distance learning, however, would be when the students and the instructor are geographically isolated, such as a class if you had a group of students in Kansas, another group in Ohio, and the instructor was in North Carolina. When it comes to the online classroom aspect, there are a lot of different options available. Uh, One of the most common is referred to as the blended classroom. This is where they spend time having what is considered normal FaceTime instruction, and part of the other time is spent online. There are also various forms of that, both where would have a flex, where they would receive traditional instruction, and then would have the option of using the online resources after school hours or after class hours. And there is also a complete online, where all of the work would be done online and the instructor would only be there as a coach, so to speak of. When it comes to best practices in the online classroom environment, it really is just a kind of an adaptation of what we would see in a traditional classroom. Some of the normal practices that we would see, such as making it a group effort, trying to keep these students engaged and active learners, chunking the lessons, being available to it, but also being able to control our time as instructors to where we don't become overworked. We don't want to be to where we are available to that online student 24/7. Okay, so we would have to have ground rules set at that time. There are three major trends that we're looking at, upcoming on this, and the first is collaboration. This whole online environment, distance learning, needs to be a very collaborative effort between students and student and instructor. The blended classroom models come up quite often and are expected to become more commonplace than what they already are. In fact, many of the classrooms across the nation are going in that direction, and several districts that I've read about are putting large amounts of money into creating these blended classroom environments. And the last and third one of these is everything being tech powered. Uh, we're talking about instructors that are using applications such as Wii in place of PE, normal PE classes, geocaching, Google Maps with geography, pretty much any of the different ones, even creating special classes to teach coding and game development. These are all some major trends that we see coming up through this. And it's not just in the high school, it's transitioning over into the college level as well.